Welcome to the Larry Lakers, the dribbling chit chat, where sadly the Lakers have lost 128 to 94. So 94 the Lakers, 128 the Houston Rockets. It's the third time in franchise history that the Lakers have started 0-5 on the road. A sad start on the road, not as sad yet as last year, but it's looking a little bit dire. Is it too early, asked Jay Styles, to plan for 2025? Jay Styles at the nation's capital. Our other listeners have asked, are there any good points in this game and the last couple of losses from Tim Hugs at Destination Anywhere? Where is it in terms of your theory? Go and see us on the last show. We had a dud game voucher. Adam Silver, what are you doing for ideas? And that was another one. That's a question from Magic at Figueroa. I don't think it could be Magic Johnson. Perhaps there's a heap of Magics at Figueroa there in Los Angeles. Where was it in terms of dud game vouchers? Well, it's got to be up there. What about where was it in terms of first quarter calzones from Tedo at Sacramento? He put forward the idea that we had 4 first quarter calzones to focus on the Lakers winning a first quarter, but did they even win one quarter in this game? We'll have a look in a minute to answer that question. And where did we go wrong in this off-season from Harley at Pieface? Harley at Pieface, where did we go wrong? Look, there's a few good questions there. Let's have a look at all of these and more in the Larry Lakers Dribbling Chit Chat. The questions from the people, by the people. Let's have a look. I've got a stack of notes here. How about this one? The Lakers started this game 29th in three-point shooting. How about that? 25%, can you believe it, from the corners. 25%, just when we thought we boosted our three-point shooting. I think in terms of that where did we go wrong question, it's in the off-season, we say we haven't got all of our players, but where is our scoring? I think we relied on re-signing rather than finding a player. So some of these other teams have bought players, whereas we've put $16, $18 million a season into Rui Hachimura. He hasn't been available. Today he looked like a veteran. I don't know if he's looked like 16 to 18 million. He's looked like 12 to 14 million at times, but it's hard to tell. He hasn't been able to gain traction on the season for Rui. And then we've put $14 million a season for the maximum we're allowed into Austin Reeves, and he's looked like an $8 to $12 million player. So we haven't got that scoring. We relied on re-signing guys who shone a little bit in those NBA playoffs, and people were excited about, particularly Rui on his three-point shooting breakout, and Austin Reeves, who was finishing the season as like the third star there next to Lebron and AD. But is it a risk that that's where we've gone wrong? Then we found solid role players, guys like Taurean Prince, Gabe Vincent. We were putting a lot on that he was going to be a miracle cure, but he's probably a steady player there who shone with the Miami Heat. Not a great scorer, had a couple of nice solid three-point shots in the lead up to the finals, and had a couple of nice defensive games. So a tough little player. We needed that toughness. We lacked some Bulldogs, but we really didn't have that. And then Russell D'Angelo, we signed him for that $18 million a season, thinking a short signing one season could be one where we could trade it or have to think about renewing it, or he could get value to get more pay somewhere else. But that scoring's been a little bit inconsistent. He scored well tonight, but has it been valuable when we've needed it, and has it been every game from D'Angelo Russell? So people anticipated a make-up game because we sent into the league all the situations where our friend Lebron had been getting foul, and I don't think we got all those calls back. Some experts said we'd win because we'd get all those calls by questioning the referees. Well, it backfired this time. How about that? D'Angelo snuck in early with a couple of blocks. As we said, put the D back into Angelo. Go and see some of our earlier episodes. And he put it in. In fact, we'll give you the stats. I believe he got 3 blocks. Houston, how about that? They're 60% from corner threes. What about this? They're going in with 4 wins now in a row. We made Shangoon, poor man's version of Nikola Jokic. Now that's a worry. I know he's a sort of European player, but I don't think he's quite up to the Nikola Jokic standard, yet we made Şengün look like a legend there. What about LeBron? We just did too much LeBron watching. All of us stood around. When he got into the key, there's no AD to scrap up those or snap up the scraps. So it was just LeBron, and with the miss, there was nothing. There was no offensive rebounds, no chase, no one was darting in. Once he got into the key, they collapsed the D, and then LeBron had nothing else. No one was moving. We all stood flat-footed. He looked a bit tired himself. Let's move on and look at how that actually went. We gave up 16 points in the first half in 6 of our last 8 games. 60 points in the first half. We even made Jeff Green, Uncle Jeff, look good. Hey, doesn't Houston, here's one of our questions here, and it is, do you think Houston are happy they didn't get James Harden and got Van Vliet? Well, we kept him down. It'll be interesting. It wasn't as bad as you think in terms of shot percentage for Van Vliet, but we let him go crazy on assists, and he had a great real plus-minus despite missing a stack of shots. We'll break you down on those stats. 45-66 by half time. But what about our friend there? Here we go. Rarely out of cruise control was one of my other notes there about the Lakers. We never looked like we were really hungry and making a run in this game. There was a couple of stages in the third quarter where I think we let teams get a lead and think we can catch them up, because we have a couple of times it's come back to bite us in that we haven't been able to catch these teams up. What about, here's a funny stat for you. How about the players we've let go? Dennis Schroeder tonight, 18 points. Lonnie Walker, we asked a question, go back and have a look. Did we ever replace that instant firepower of Lonnie Walker? Not always consistent, but 21 points tonight. So Dennis Schroeder, 18. Lonnie Walker, 21. Malik Beasley, 10 tonight. So how about that for some ex-Lakers? What about the garbage time? It started early tonight with 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Castleton got some minutes. We've asked for that, but he got pushed around, but he didn't look a lot worse than Wood. It wasn't a great game for Christian Wood. We need to have a look at that. Reggie Bullock even came on, the former Laker, and scored, and he was another bargain that perhaps the Lakers could have looked at for that 15th spot on our roster. Christie, he got back on when you ask are there any positives, and looked a little bit better in the fourth quarter, but he didn't look too good, and his shooting hasn't been great, but he looked like a class above some of the others when it was garbage time and both teams had their benches on. But he did that in the Summer League as well for a second-year player. It's, as we said, third time in franchise history with a 0 and 5-star on the road, so that's no good. The Miami game at least had some fight back. That fight back wasn't here. Would it be a dud game voucher? We were asked by Ted of Sacramento. Look, the Orlando game and this would be at least 2 dud vouchers. If that's 5% off a game on your league pass next year from Adam Silver, great idea, Adam Silver. Look, we only need another 18 games and we could have our league pass for free. But so far, on the dud game voucher, Adam Silver, he owes us 10% off for watching the Lakers so far to next season. We live in hope. Thank you for watching those people. Oh, it was tempting not to pod, but you've got to go through the hard times and the good times if you're a Lakers fan. We're 10.1 differential in the first half on the season, so we're leading teams even at halftime be 10.1 behind. We did miss AD today. Could we have used JaVale McGee? One of our listeners has asked there, and that is 3 names at Scotown. Could we have had him instead of Jaxson Hayes today? Well, it's a bit unfair in that Jaxson Hayes hurt, but JaVale, he might have played at least some backup centre minutes. We had no one at backup centre today except the two-way player, and he looked a little out of his depth there. Looked a little bit better at the very end of garbage time, did Colin Castleton. We'll talk about our next games as well. We've got that coming up for you. Let's break down the stats really quickly for you, because you're wondering if there's any positives here on this game, folks. Then let's have a look here. Look, Colin Wood, we said he struggled. Christian Wood, it's Colin Castleton, Christian Wood, get that through. Oh, I've got it now, it's in memory. Christian Wood, 22 minutes, 0-1 field goals. He couldn't even find a spot. He used to play for these guys. They must have hypnotised him before he left, and he came back traumatised or something, but he just couldn't even find a spot to have a shot. Christian Wood. He's 0-1 on the field goals. Didn't take any threes. He's made a few in recent games. None or two from three throws. No offensive rebounds. 4 defensive rebounds in his 22 minutes for -19 and 4 personal fouls. Not one block. Not one block. Mate, you're playing there at virtually our starting centre, and it really didn't happen there for him today. He wasn't alone. Prince, he got the -16, but in the real plus with 7 points for his 27. At least he hit 50% of his field goals. 3 or 6, 1 or 2 from three-point land there. Looked like he was forcing it a couple of times, but he looked like he wanted to take him on and try, and he was trying to get traction at least. Taurean Prince for a little bit of a run. LeBron, everyone wants to know, how did LeBron go? Sadly, -24 in real plus. He looked tired tonight. He was trying to get into the paint. He wanted to get some fouls. They collapsed on him, stole it off him, frustrated him a few times. He did bang in against the villain Dylan, but he got the better of him once, but then on a strip, on a turn, came off LeBron's foot. So maybe Dylan will say he got the win out of this in terms of the winners laugh longest. But 7 of 13 for his field goal attempts, LeBron. None or 2 from 3, didn't overforce those. 4 or 5 from free throws, just the 0. These are some signs of tiredness. 0 offensive, 1 on the offensive rebound, 5 on the defense. So he's got 6 rebounds. Here, as we said, no one moved. It was flat-footed. He only got 2 assists, gets into the paint, and no one's moving LeBron. Hence, to my mind, the 2 assists for the -24. 3 turnovers, LeBron, for 2 assists. Not a great ratio, but where were the cutters? Where were some targets for him to hit on the pass? D'Angelo, decent game, 9 of 18, 4 of 7 from the 3. He's got 2 defensive rebounds for his total of 2, but just the 4 assists. We need him to find a way in quiet games to get something going. He didn't have a bad scoring game, but where are we going to get this balance from D'Angelo, please? -18, but 22 points, second highest scorer. Rui Hachimura, our other 24 points. We'll talk about him in a minute, but Austin Reeves, not a great game there for his amount of time on. 26 minutes there. He's 0 of 4 from 3 and -28 for just 7 points. -28 is real plus. Just the 4 assists as playing a guard for those 26 minutes. So it looked like he was getting it back together the last couple of games. One of the leading scorers there in the Miami game, but wasted game, didn't really get it going tonight. Rui Hachimura, at least he got, what's some of the good things we were asked? Rui got some miles under his leg coming back from that concussion protocol, eye injury. He's got 26 minutes, so that's as good as training at this stage. We are playing every second day. 10 of 14, good percentage from field goal. His 3 was on a little bit, as was his mid-range, Rui. He looked like a quality veteran player out there today. 2 of 3 from three-point land, nice to see. 7 defensive rebounds, just the 1 offense, but 8 rebounds, 24 points, just the 2 assists, 2 steals, no turnovers, Rui. A pretty decent game. Sadly, -13, but it was hard for him to put together. He was playing with a fair few of the bench down through that 4th quarter, so really in garbage time, but he was willing to get some run under his legs. Maybe that's one positive to come out of this loss there, Rui Hachimura. Cam Reddish, we're still not finding the points. We've got to, I think, for his time on, find some points. People are saying Cam Reddish or Max Christie. I'm not sure if either of them are ready to do much for you at this stage, and sadly I was a big Max Christie fan, but he's good at getting the rebounds, particularly defensive. Tonight he's got 28 minutes, looked better in that last stint, looked a little bit lost in that first stint, but he got on the 4th quarter. Admittedly, it was garbage time. 1 of 8 he's hit from field goals, Max Christie. 2 or 3 from his free throws. 7 defensive rebounds. He gets the go-go gadget and he pulls down a few rebounds. 8 total because he got 1 offensive. 3 assists. He looks for a pass. Could have had a couple that were dropped perhaps there by others in garbage time. And Anthony Davis did not play. That's a big factor. As we said, no Vando, no Davis, no Gabe Vincent. And a big one, of course, No Schifino. Out, of course, Jaxson Hayes with a questionable ankle. Davis was supposed to be game to game, so almost played today. How about that for Davis? The other team, we give them their credit. Let's have a quick look at them. Here we go. What have they done here? The good old Houston Rockets. Well, they've smashed us. Look at all these guys. Plus 9 for Jay Smith, plus 18 for Thrillin' Dylan Brooks, the villain Dylan Brooks, plus 18. Might have said he got the last laugh there. Has been shooting threes at a great clip in the league. Only 1 of 3 tonight. Sangoon looked like a legend. 8 of 10 from field goals. He seemed to get in. He get anything he wanted. Plus 18 for 19 points. 5 points only for Dylan Brooks. 12 points for Jalen Smith Jr. But what about Van Vliet? Freddie Van Vliet, we kept him quiet, yet we still got smashed. He only had 2 of 9 from field goals, 1 of 6 from 3-pointers, and 10 assists though. That'll help you in your real plus minus when you're having that bad night. Plus 28, he looked good. Jalen Green top scored. He was a guy I always thought looked like a chucker, looked like he forced the ball, but tonight his 3-point shot looked smoother than I've noticed it in the past. 5 of 6 from 3 for his plus 24. And old Uncle Jeff Green got on 11 minutes at plus 10, and he got 9 points there. And those people who follow the NBL in Australia, Jaxson Tate got on there, 27 minutes. He's got a real plus of plus 16, 14 minutes there. So the coach likes him in the rotation. The guys, Aaron Holiday, a guy the Lakers could have had a look at, the third Holiday brothers, 23 minutes. He was available on a bargain, but we didn't snap him up. He had a plus 12 in his real plus and 3 handy assists. And, of course, like all the Holidays, a good defensive player. And Boban Marjanovic got on in only 6 minutes, 7 rebounds, a couple of dunks where it looked like he didn't even have to duck it. The great TV star that he is now, having been in the John Wick movie and, of course, one of our other great movies there in the basketball with Adam Sandler. So how about that? That's a good effort. Now, the Lakers, I think they were going to say we're out-rebounded in nearly every candidate, and we outscored in the paint as well. We actually got a few more points off turnovers than them. We got smashed on fast breaks. Until next time, we've got a few games coming up here that are going to be on the mid-season competition. So in our next 2 of our next 4 games are up in the mid-season competition, and one of those includes Phoenix. So get ready for the in-season competition. 2 of our next 4 games, including the first of those, will be against Phoenix. We're playing every second day. Until next time, go Lakers. Trying to find something positive out of the game. At least Rui got a bit of a run. And those of you who like your dud game voucher, you got another one tonight, 10% off when Adam Silver brings that in to the league. Until next time, have a good week, and we'll see you in 2 days for the Larry Lakers. Thanks for those who stick through and support the Lakers true, even in a loss. The Miami had a fight back at least. Not a lot of fight back here tonight. Maybe at least Lebron got a rest 4th quarter. Maybe that's a positive. Until next time, this is Tony. See you on the Larry Lakers Dribbling Chit Chat. Thank you.